Hello everyone, it is now spring in Australia. It is September, so I wanted to do a reflection of my no buy. I can replace things if that category is gone. So for example, if I use all my shampoo, I can buy obviously a new shampoo. And also the other rule is that I can buy one sort of product to review a month. So that's the sort of guidelines that I've set myself for the start of the year. I've had months where I've done really well. I've had months that I've done really badly. Also, what has happened, which threw things for a bit of a loop, was that sort of mid-year I sort of became quite interested in fragrances. I've worn fragrances forever, like daily fragrance wearer, but I sort of stick to the same things that I know, and I don't like try what's trendy or what's interesting. So I haven't really delved into that previously, but all of a sudden this year, there's something that just snapped in my brain. I'm like, you want to try all the fragrances. You want to watch all the reviews, and if something piques your interest, you want to track it down and you want to smell it. That's what I've been like lately. So I didn't factor that into this project. I sort of feel like I'm going to have to modify it a little bit to allow for that, because that's where I feel like I go off the rails a little bit. So what I bought this month, so I think I mentioned this last month. I think I did anyway. I replaced my Laneige lip sleeping mask. I used up a grapefruit one. I now have my watermelon one, so that's all good. I did also get rid of, I had 2 blunt pencil sharpeners. Now I'm kicking myself because I've been using those for like probably 10 years to be fair. And recently one's been sort of smudging the pencils, like it's not sharpening them properly. And I even threw out a couple of lip liners and an eyeliner, like a nice eyeliner, thinking, these have gone soft, they're obviously gone bad. Not then thinking that it's probably the blunt sharpener. So I only had that realization the other week. So I did actually throw out 2 of my sharpeners, and I bought an e.l.f. one. It was super cheap, really easy. And now I've got crisp, sharp pencils. So yeah, if you start getting really smudgy, blunt pencils, your sharpener is probably blunt. So there we go. So I did buy that. I also threw out 2 of my lash glues. I mentioned this in my empties. I don't use lashes enough to go through glues, so they end up going dry and claggy and yuck. So I purchased a new fresh lash glue, which I'm not going to open until I use lashes next. But these are complete sort of like 2 out, 1 in. So I've replaced the collection of those. I did show on a short that I went to Mecca and I ended up buying one of the new NARS lipsticks. This is the explicit lipstick. I actually had a bit of what I interpreted as a bit of a snarky comment. It might have been just funny, but I kind of thought it seemed a bit rude. Someone was commenting about like, oh, looks like your no buy is going well. And it's like, yeah, it is actually, because this is the first time I've bought a product to review for months and months and months. So I have that one product a month that I can buy. I allow myself for this channel. And this is the first time since I'm thinking maybe May, maybe April, that I've actually purchased something. So I am going very well. Thank you for asking. My problem is that I've been spending the last 45 minutes looking for this lipstick. This is the container. I don't know where the actual lipstick is. I feel like that is the story of my life, and that shows you my headspace at the moment. And I feel like I need to make merchandise that says it might be in a handbag or pocket somewhere, because that's what is happening. Yeah, so anyway, I did buy a lipstick, I did review it, and yes, it fits in with the plan. Another thing I did, which to be fair does fit in with the plan but wasn't 100% necessary, I ended up picking up a Soap and Glory body scrub. So this is the Smoothie Star breakfast scrub, mainly because the warmer weather is coming up and I sort of want to like exfoliate the legs and arms and whatnot, shed all that sort of like winter skin to get ready for like skirt and dress weather. So I did buy this from Mecca, and to be fair, the main prompt was that they were giving away replica little fragrances with a purchase in store on that day. So I wanted to take advantage of that. This is Lazy Sunday Morning. This is a 10 ml little travel size, and to be fair, this was more expensive than this. So I think that was a good deal. Was it 100% necessary? Not really, but I don't have a scrub and I am using it. So there we go. Look, I have been using it. So there we go. Another thing I decided to purchase only last week was, and one thing you probably don't know is that I used to live in an apartment like 2.5 years ago, nearly 3 years ago. We lived in an apartment and I had a desk mirror. It wasn't a nice desk mirror, one of those circle ones on like the little rod, and it was really wobbly and you'd pick it up and it'd come out of the base. And I think it broke, and I think I threw it out before moving house. So what have I been using to do my makeup? Well, for the past nearly 3 years, I've been using hand mirrors, which I don't know about you, but it is not the most convenient thing, especially when you do your makeup while you're like having your breakfast or having your coffee, and then you can't like do everything and whatever because you've got one hand holding a damn mirror. This kind of looks like a butt, doesn't it? Anyway, so I ended up spending, I think it was like 15 bucks on Amazon and picking up a desk mirror. So I'm happy with this. It works well. It's nice and big. There you go. There's my camera. So this has been very helpful. So did I need it? Well, yes, I did. I didn't have a desk mirror, let's face it. And all the handheld mirrors, yeah, they have a purpose, but I don't want to use them every day. So that's that. So those are all the legitimate, it makes sense, nothing excessive. Good job, me. Where I did get a little bit off track again was I did buy some fragrances. I have had Lattafa Eclair on my sort of wish list for a while. I did try a decant of this, and I tried it compared to Bianco Latte, this is supposed to be like a sort of dupe for it. I actually preferred this one more because it had less of that strong almond scent to it, which I didn't vibe with. But I really liked the dry down and sort of like how it wore throughout the day. So I've been waiting for, I think I put my name down on the waiting list for this. It would have been about a month before I got it. So this popped up during the month. I ordered it, so I did get a fragrance. And then also I saw on sale, I wanted to try this. This was a blind buy, but I'm actually really loving it. So it worked out well. This is Imaginary Authors a whiff of waffle cone, which to me smells like pancake parlor maple syrup, which is actually very delightful, and it lasts like all day. But then it sort of has this like woody sort of smell to it, like a sandalwoody sort of smell, which is very nice. So those are very, very sweet scents. I didn't need either of them, but I did very much want them. And to be fair, these aren't the most expensive fragrances in the world, so I could have done a lot more damage. But this is where I think I need to factor in fragrance, because obviously that's like my focus at the moment. At the moment, I only have one fragrance on my like want to buy list. It is probably the cost of these combined plus a little bit, so it is something I need to sort of budget for, and luckily it's currently out of stock, so I don't need to worry about it. But I'm thinking of factoring in one new fragrance purchase a month, which allows for me to play around and test and then decide and plan what I want to buy. Because what I've done previously without any sort of guidelines is I'll buy one and then go, oh, you stuffed it up anyway, Kat, then you can buy another one. Oh, and that one's on sale, you may as well buy that one. So to prevent that from like escalating, I need to factor in fragrance purchases into this project essentially. Oh, it is September now, so I can actually buy a new product to review. There's two things that I'm tossing up between. One is a new Huda foundation because it's like blurring and looks really nice. And the other one is the Naked Sundays tinted SPF. That one I think is more interesting to me because I don't have a tinted SPF 50 in my range. So, but also I feel like the Huda one's more trendy, so I'm not sure which one to do, but I sort of want to do a foundation review, I think this month, of a new product. And I was actually taking inventory this morning, and that's my foundation collection. So I've got 3 BB creams, 2 powder foundations, 2 Revlon foundations. I like them both, so I'm happy to have them. 2 Morphe foundations, which I only got, I think, earlier this year. And 2 Giorgio Armani foundations that I got at the end of last year. One is too dark, one is lighter, and I got on clearance, and I mix them together when I'm going out. And then I've got like a random Lancome backup that I got ages ago, and it's just been sitting in the back of my drawer and I forgot I had it. So to be fair, I don't have much. I feel like by the end of the year, I can probably get rid of 2 or 3 of these. So I feel like my collection is down to a really like happy place. Also, you'll notice that a lot of these, there's 2 of each because I can't find one shade that suits me. So I had to buy 2 to mix. So if that wasn't the case, I would have an even smaller collection. So I'm actually really happy with this collection. Of course, there's things I want to use up and old things that I want to use up and get rid of. But I feel like I've got everything I need and I've got a nice variety there. So I'm a bit hesitant to add to that, but at the same time, there's some interesting foundations coming out. What can I say? I feel like I'm doing all right. Yes, there are some purchases, but I feel like I'm sort of mindful about them, I'm happy. So let me know if you've been doing a low buy or no buy. How are you going over the last month? I feel like this is just the calm before the storm, because as soon as like November hits and all those sales happen, oh my God, that's where things are going to be really rough. So for me, I sort of feel like I need to be really good like the next couple months, just to make some room for November, essentially. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my members for supporting this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!